What up, YouTube? This is your boy Bedtime Buddy, and this is the Meet the Collective series, where you'll get to know more about your favorite players and sponsors from within the collective. Today, I have with me one of the most calm and collected killing machines from the DMV. My good lad, if you wouldn't mind to introduce yourself, please.
I'm Victim of Ritual, competitive professional player for Tekken. I'm Medina, Laurence. My Twitter is Victim of Ritual. It's V_O_Ritual.
Word, I dig it. We get right to the plug. All right, so we're just gonna jump right into the meat and potatoes. Tell me your origin story behind your handle.
About my handle, when I was growing up, about the young age of 6, the band Nightwish introduced me to the metal genre, and I've been listening to metal ever since. One of their lead singers, the one of the 3, she went off and made a solo project for herself.
Ooh.
One of the albums that she made had a song called Victim of Ritual on it.
Yeah.
And when it first came out, obviously I was all over it because she's like one of my favorite singers ever. And just some of the lines and I guess phrases that she could say that's in it just reminded me of Nina. So I was just like, oh, I guess I could just do that.
Do you have any phrases or any lines from the song that you would like to share right now?
She's a killer. So I was just like, okay.
I dig it. How did you get into gaming? Not just fighting games, just gaming in general.
Gaming in general?
Yeah.
I started off like at a really young age, music, culture, all that stuff. When I was 4, one of my family members, my cousin, he would bring over Tekken and Tomb Raider. I think he brought over Crash Bandicoot too. But
so a lot of single player games.
Yeah. So I believe the first game that I played was Tomb Raider Last Revelation or Tomb Raider 2. I can't really remember because I started off when I was 4 years old. So that pretty much introduced me to it. So yeah, it ran through the family. We were all like kind of gamers.
You still keep up with all the Tomb Raider games now, since that's kind of like where you started?
No.
You can't abandon Laura like that. You got to get back to her.
No. In 2003, the last game that was made by the first people that made it.
Yeah.
I think it was. They ended up switching companies, so they changed the game, the physics, and I didn't like it. I like the original game, so I'm pretty much just a classic Laura fan.
So you're a fan of like the blocky hands and the blocky boobs and all that stuff?
Yes. I just like the platform. It was nice. I liked it.
Okay, next question is, do you have any pre-tournament rituals?
Probably one of the rituals that I have is I always have to have my Dunkin' Donuts in the morning. Always the iced coffee. Chances are if you see me going to a major or any type of event and I don't have Dunkin' Donuts in my hand, then something is up.
If you were to identify with a fictional character, who would it be?
I know it sounds cheesy because it's the game that I play competitively in. I would just say it's Nina Williams because she's simple and short, sweet to the point, and she's very blunt, and she's ice cold. So I wouldn't say that I'm ice cold, but you know, she's just, I guess you could just say that I have a resting bitch face sometimes.
Or maybe say that maybe we're ice cold when it's time to get the job done.
That's a good way to put it.
What is your favorite celebratory post-tournament food?
I don't really have a favorite food because I pretty much eat anything as long as it's not spicy. But if I had to choose, it would definitely be ham and pineapple pizza. I know it would definitely be ham and pineapple pizza because, you know, but I know a lot of people are critics of that.
That is gonna stir some people up.
I'm sorry, I love it. Sorry.
Oh man, that's almost as controversial as flat Earth, but we won't go there.
Well, maybe I'll just have to walk off the edge of the earth to find a pineapple.
Or climb the ice wall, one or the other.
Oh no.
So, who is your favorite player to watch and why?
That's a tough one.
We're all a fan of somebody.
True. You know, I really, really, really want to represent America, but I would have to say Only Practice, the Korean Nina player.
Ooh, we went to Korea. Ooh, the lady will not be proud.
Sorry. He was definitely like my inspiration when it came to playing Nina. Another person would definitely be Wing Zero. I know he's not with us anymore, but he was an Atlanta, Georgia player, and I know he was Nina of America for a very long time. But I watched a lot of his videos too, and they both inspired me to get better with Nina and play her more competitively, because I didn't really start playing competitively, at least in that mindset, until DR.
I see. That's a really deep answer. I didn't expect to get that deep of an answer. Name one player that you'd love to have a drink with.
I'd love to have a drink with.
I've asked Ashley this question.
No, it's hard. It's hard. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think.
It could be somebody you've met, maybe somebody you've never met.
Right. You know what? I'll have to say Eris. I met him at DreamHack Denver. You know, we smoked a couple cigarettes together and just, you know, talked. But I would say that he would probably be a fun person to go out drinking with.
I could definitely imagine that. You got like all the hair everywhere and stuff going on. If you were to have one superpower, what would it be?
Well, if I could read people's minds, then
you would never lose. Unless you fight somebody that doesn't think, then it's GG.
That's never what it's all about, though. It's always about the experience and everything like that. But in all seriousness, that would be a nice trait to have, honestly.
I could dig it. See, I would be teleporting all over the place, so then I would never be late.
Hey, that's something you gotta work on.
That's true. Name one bucket list place that you would like to visit.
I would say Paris.
Ooh, you and Ashley got something in common.
Well, she is Mama DMV, so.
We was talking about the fashion and all that stuff.
Of course.
One more question relating to travel. Do you think it's important to experience the city that you're in when you're competing away from home?
It's really important because, you know, it's all about the atmosphere and aesthetic when you go. It's not only just competing in tournaments when you travel, it's also just seeing how that culture is like, because, you know, not many people have that many privileges to go out and do what they love. I know, you know, for some people it's hard due to the financial things and stuff like that, but to be able to go out there and not only do what you love, but explore, especially with maybe people that you went with or teammates or stuff like that. But yeah, definitely, you're not competing, you know, go out and explore a little bit, go to a few mom and pop restaurants, just Google like sites and attractions to see while you're there.
But how would you time it? Like if you have a 3-day tournament, or say you play on Saturday and Sunday, do you go party on Friday, or are you using that day for tournament prep? If you get eliminated, do you go party afterwards, or are you too bummed out? Do you party on Sunday, or are you in top 8? Like how does this when do you find the time?
Well, I guess you could call it another ritual, but I hate to sound cocky too, but usually the day before pools is when I kind of go crazy. But if I make it to top 8 or anything like that, then I'll be like, okay, you know, nothing that will alter the brain too much. Okay,
I can respect it. So I had everybody, I haven't reached out to you yet, and since you're with Larry, the surprise is kind of ruined, but I have everybody prepare one question to ambush and throw off the person that I'm talking to. And lucky you got Piggy, and unlucky you, Piggy gave 2 questions instead of just giving 1. So we're gonna save the pressure cooker for last, but these are must answer. You could tap dance around them, but you got to say something. So really left field questions. So the first one is a very generous one, so he got you a break on this one. He said, if you didn't use Nina, who would you use?
Okay, now this is an interesting question. So are we talking Tekken in general, or are we just talking for Tekken 7?
I didn't ask him to specify.
Oh no.
So
okay.
I don't want to give you an easy out and just have you go with Julia. So let's stick with Tekken 7.
Okay, yeah. I would have to say probably Kazumi. I actually really like Claudio when I tried playing him too, but it would probably be Kazumi.
All right, Kazumi. I'm sure there's going to be some discussions about that. How do you remain humble while winning? This is not a Piggy question. Just back to the original. I'll get back to Piggy later.
Okay. That's a vain question. You know, I'm all about, you know, peace, love, positivity, like many others are in the team, especially Piggy when it comes to PLP. But you know, I just go out there and have fun and do what I love to do. I don't put any grudges aside or anything like that. You know, if I get blown up, I get blown up. If I blow somebody else up, you know, it's just something that they have to work on. You know, I haven't been the one to really like the center of attention either, and that's even outside of competitive gaming. I just don't like being the center of attention. So maybe, you know, that humbled me a lot. But then again, I just realized that we're all one unit trying to accomplish and achieve the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, I also look at it as, you know, we're, like I said, we all have the same passion and thing that we love to do, which is Tekken.
Right. Yeah, I know like some players struggle with remaining humble in victory. Although
it's always nice to win, it is. But you know, you have to think about how the other person feels on the other side. I don't want to get too like, you know, emotional about it. But you know, you have to think about what the other person is feeling too. I think that's important. You know.
Does your new social presence within the FGC prove challenging sometimes when random people are always looking to meet you?
It is a bit, because I'm a pretty honest and I'm pretty shy.
Yeah.
Normally when people introduce themselves to me, now I'm very professional about it. I work in retail, so you know, I'm used to dealing with a lot of different people, a lot of different faces, and a lot of different attitudes. But like I said, I'm pretty introverted and shy. So, you know, if anybody could, you know, comes up to me and, you know, I'm all quiet and all, you know, it's really just who I am. I'm the type of person that, you know, you need to get to know me before I'm comfortable to completely 100% lash out.
Yeah.
Usually when I meet new people, you know, they're the ones always asking the questions. And, you know, if somebody starts off a topic, like, yeah, I can go along with it. But I'm usually not the one to engage in conversation. But I would like to think that I'm pretty friendly, but that's something that's bothered me, being in the competitive scene and making waves in the competitive scene, because I thought that because of my introvertedness and my shyness that I wasn't having attitude towards it, or some people may have felt some type of way, which I hope they didn't, which I really hope they didn't, because I try to be as sincere as possible.
Right. So message to those that hope to meet you someday or that have met you already. It's not that Victim is a douchebag. It's just that Victim's a little on the shy side, and you gotta warm them up first a little bit before you go all the way in and start trying to give them hugs and stuff.
Well, hey, I'll hug I love hugs. I do. I do love hugs.
Wait, so free hugs next tournament? Wearing the shirt?
That's fine. That's fine.
I don't know. Oh, it's a call, free hugs. We'll definitely make sure you can with that.
Yeah, I mean, anybody, you know, if you want to talk to me, you know, whatever, that's fine. You can approach me, but, you know, like I said, I'm just shy. That's just me. That's just who I am.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't want to talk to anybody. It's just how I am.
I'm introverted too, so we can relate in that way. And for the record, it would be very difficult for me to wear a free hug shirt. What thoughts do you experience when walking onto stage to compete under the bright lights?
I would say, you know, I'm kind of comfortable with it now since I've been up there so many times. But the first, I would say like 10 times, it's completely mind-numbing. Because not only do you have thousands of people watching you, you have the bright lights right in your face.
Yes.
Which is something that you can't be used to when you're regularly playing. So that can be distracting. The crowd can definitely be distracting too. But I will say it's really it's almost just like practice makes perfect. The more times that you go up there, the less and less the stress goes down.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Can you describe what you were experiencing when you won your first major?
To be honest, I cried my eyes out because I've been basically traveling the nation, going to all these major tournaments, and also trying to build up my scene here as well, and putting all of my passion and hard work into it because I work a full-time job. I work almost 50 hours a week, so traveling all this much, I mean, it's taken quite a toll on me. It really, like, I'm not even gonna lie, it has. But when I won my first major, I was just like, damn, like,
it felt like it was all worth it.
Right, like all that hard work and effort, finally paid off.
Yeah, that's dope. See, I was gonna ask too if there was any life and competitor balance, but I took that question off for you. Maybe I should have kept it in there. That's on me. What are your long-term goals as a professional player within esports?
I would like to inspire people. I don't want people, because I've been seeing so much of people giving up the FGC, stop playing the game that they love because, they either drown in pools or, they make their first top 8 and drown, or, just all kinds of different elements like that can happen. But I really want to set an example that, it can be done. You just have to put the hard work into it. But I just want to continually see the scene grow, honestly. That's really the passion that I have, not just, playing because I love playing. Yeah. I just would really like to see the scene to continue to grow.
How do you feel about someone aspiring to have esports as their primary lifestyle? So we're talking somebody that has hopes and dreams of quitting their full-time job and being a full-time player. Do you have any thoughts or advice for that person that has those hopes and dreams?
Now, I would say, you have to have some type of balance. There's not too many people that have the privilege of saying that they can go around the world and play, their favorite video game. Mm-hmm. Especially in the fighting game community. I know that, different things like Overwatch and I guess Battlefield and different like shooter games and stuff like that. Like, they actually can make a living off of it. Right. I don't think that the FGC is. We're definitely gaining traction with esports league and stuff like that, but I don't think it's big enough yet for somebody to make that kind of decision. So what I would say to them is, keep doing what you're doing, keep your passion there, but definitely don't leave behind your work-life balance in between, because it's kind of up in the air right now.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people struggle with trying to figure that out, and I think it's always good to hear that that struggle is not exclusive. Like, everybody experiences that, and everybody interprets it in their own way, and you can learn from another person's struggle. You don't have to fall on your face trying to figure this thing out, or quitting jobs and running out of money and not knowing what to do with yourself. Just travel the arduous path of working hard on both life and in the game, and have good people around you that will support you when you're struggling.
Most definitely. And I'm just a prime example of that too, because a lot of my funds that I made through my hard work, like I said, I work full time. I work almost 50 hours a week. Yeah. I've spent a lot of money traveling to events, and sometimes I shouldn't have made that decision. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest, but you never want to put yourself in a position to where you put yourself in hot water. Right. For sure. I mean, if you say you really, really want to go to this major tournament, or you really want to go to this event, but your bank account's saying, hey, might not be able to, definitely, choose your your personal life. Put your personal life first if
Mm-hmm.
any ever come to that, because you don't want to put yourself in hot water like that, because I can't give you details, but I've personally done it with my career in the FGC so far, and it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good at all.
Yeah. The downside will always outweigh the positive, unless you go over there and win all your money back. But that's variable because you're dealing with 50 other people that also want to win their money back. So, okay.
I can say personally, for the record, I have traveled to a tournament before to get by, and like I said, it's not a good thing to do. It's too impulsive.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Put your personal life first. Life is way too stressful as it is than to stress over the results of what you got to in the game.
Yes. Learn from us, people. Pay the bill. It is not worth.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna swing the pendulum all the way back to the extremely light side, but this is gonna apply a crap ton of pressure to you. It is not my fault. Blame Piggy.
Okay.
Piggy's question number 2. Again, you have to answer it. You can beat around the bush, but gotta answer it. I have a hard time delivering this question. He says, which gamer in the FGC do you find most attractive? Oh, that reaction. Yes, this came directly from Piggy.
You might have to cut this a little bit, because it might take me a good 30-40 seconds to just analyze. My goodness. So I'm gonna narrow it down. I'm gonna beat around the bush a little bit, and I'm just going to exclude it to the Tekken FGC community.
Okay.
I'm not around the other games communities enough to really be like, damn.
All right. Sorry, Faker. He's not on the menu.
Oh, Lord. Jesus. And see, I can't even just list one person. It has to be the most, and I can't avoid the question.
Piggy did it to you. When he wrote that, I was just like, oh man, this is a big one. This is for a video. So first I was like, why would Piggy ask that question? And then at the same time I was like, maybe Piggy would ask that question. So I presume y'all gonna have a little discussion later.
We are. Yeah. We probably are. Oh my goodness. Like, I don't want to be biased, but at the same time, I'm like actually thinking.
Hey, if there's no competition, there's no competition. You don't need to fabricate the competition. If the answer is on the tip of your tongue, you just let it fly.
Then it would have to be Piggy.
There you go. Probably why Piggy asked the question.
Of course, I know that's why he asked the question, but I'm trying to think too hard not to give it to him. But yeah, that's
That's awesome. All right, so we're gonna start the wrap. Is there anything that you'd like to say to the new and future following of the collective?
I would say just please check us out. Check out the Twitter page, the Collective FG.
Mm-hmm.
The main motto is, unite and inspire people. We definitely want to shake things up when it comes to teams in the FGC, and never be afraid to come to us with advice. It could even be personal advice. We're here to help people within the FGC, and like I said, me personally and everybody else on the team wants to see the scene grow, and we put out the toxicity. Enough is enough with it, especially with it going into perhaps from FGC to esports, which is, I know it's a scary word for some people, but yeah, I mean, don't be afraid. Keep working on your passions, and like I said, we're here, we're friendly. Just, you could wave, you could say hello, you could be like, I'm really having trouble with A and B, do you have any insight? happy to come forward.
Yes, that is us. That is the collective. Lastly, I guess if there's anything that you wanted to add, if you got any shout outs, do you want to pop any social media? Do you want to say anything on camera to Piggy? Or to your rivals, the people that you will soon crush in Tekken?
I could say some things about Piggy on the record, but there would be a lot of cuss words, and so I'm gonna go ahead and be professional and not go into that. But yeah, like I said, you can follow the collective on Twitter. It's the collective FG. You can follow me on Twitter, capital V _ lowercase o _ capital R ritual. I know that's a lot, but
it's on the screen. You can like point down.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like right below. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, it's right there. All right, so thank you, Victim, for being a part of the video. Thanks all the viewers for checking out the video. Please subscribe and follow the YouTube. Make sure you hit the notification bell. And we look forward to catching up with you in the next video. Check out this preview, and we look forward to having you next time.